difference between catch wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and how it can benefit you, whether you are a pro wrestler or even just a hybrid grappler. Okay, so the difference between Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, even Jiu-Jitsu, when it was first starting out, when it was founded or developed into it being called Jiu-Jitsu, and catch wrestling is Jiu-Jitsu is more emphasized, like it emphasizes more technique over anything else. Whereas with catch wrestling, conditioning is highly emphasized. There is a lot of conditioning that goes on in order to condition a catch wrestler for their performance in the ring, on the mats. With Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is more so focused in training on identifying and repeatedly doing technical things. Yeah, so technical grappling maneuvers to get into a certain submission. And so that's really the big difference. That's like the main, difference between the two. That's why it's so exciting when you do watch if you're a grappling fan or a pro wrestling fan, or even if you're not, like it's quite engaging to watch a wrestler take on a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competitor, because one is more of a receiver, whereas the other one's more of an attacker, right? He wins by controlling, in the catch wrestling realm. He wins by dominating, whereas the other one wins by receiving and then, strategically finding their way to win through the attack. And so that's the beautiful thing, and both of them have their beauty. They're both, because both of them are different art forms. I think jiu-jitsu, it's the gentle art. I think that's what it stands for. And then catch wrestling is the violent art. It's like the aggressive version of submission wrestling. And so that is the big difference. And so as a pro wrestler, as a hybrid grappler, I'd highly recommend that you study both. Find your guy or girl that is in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and also into catch wrestling. So find one of each sport that really you gravitate towards and start studying them. Study not only, their matches, but also study their interviews. Study what makes them tick, right? Like, what's their mentality like? What is their main point of focus? Because those are things that can be transferred to you. Those are things you can develop and adopt into your way of thinking. Regardless of if your domain is a wrestling ring or your domain is the mats or whatever field of endeavor you're in, actually even, broadening this to outside of wrestling, you can always take on a winner's mentality by studying it and developing it just through the repetitions of whatever it is you're doing into yourself and into whatever it is that you want to see success in.